Bodine52, how are you, folks? If you went on a long motorcycle ride for, let's say, a weekend, 3 or 4 days, I did 1,000, 1,500 miles. When you get back home, what's the aftermath of that? Well, many of you know that follow my channel that last weekend or the weekend before, whenever, I'm not sure when this will get posted, I went to the Allegheny National Forest on a ride with some buddies. And it was not only an awesome trip, but it was about 1,100 miles for me between the 350 out there, the 375 out there, and we rode, $175 a day, something like that. 150, 200, I don't know. And so, you know how those trips are when you go. It's kind of like when you're on vacation. It's that trip home. You're like, oh, man, this really stinks. One, because I wanted to still be there riding with the boys. But it's like, oh, man, 375 miles home on interstate. All right, maybe I got 25 miles that wasn't interstate. On a turnpike, and you're like, oh, this is miserable. And then, of course, the weather wasn't too bad, even though it was hot. So definitely did a lot of hydration stuff, right? Was definitely smart about that. Stopped every 100, 120 miles. But as I got, of course, like 45 miles from my house, I was dodging rainstorms. And I caught one, actually. And then got hit by some lightning. Lightning was around. I could see it. So I did a little dodge off a rural road and got stuck in a old gas station. Here's a picture of it with my bike. And while I was sitting there waiting for the lightning, hopefully the lightning to stop quickly so I get back on the road and watch the rain, right? Howdy, folks. That is one green bike. I was like, man, I could make this a sheet, which would be cool. Anyway, I digress. So when I got home, I ended up catching the rain, and no big deal. Believe me, the trip was well worth it. But as you pull in the garage, first thing is you look at your bike and you're like, yep, I had a good trip. It's a mess. It's dirty. She's a dirty girl. So, for me, when I got home, it was a Sunday night when I returned. My daughter was in town from Chicago, so I spent she was here till Tuesday, so it was real easy for me to kind of put the bike away, put it in the garage, and just really spend time with her, right? And my wife, which I hadn't seen in 4 days, so that was really cool. I love it out here, by the way. And I did get out Tuesday because it was a nice day, and I think my wife and daughter were out doing something and going for a ride or going somewhere. I don't know what they were doing. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go wash Big Mama, right? She's dirty. So I took her out and gave her a good washing and put it back in the garage. And then I'm like, man, I got it all cleaned up now. I'm just going to go ride. But those first couple days, now maybe it's because my daughter was there, I didn't necessarily want to go ride. And I guess that's really my question to you. For those of you that went on a trip, when you come home from the trip and park the bike, how long does it take you before you get right back on the bike? Now, it may depend if you're on vacation. It may depend. All that stuff. I get it, right? I had to go back to work on that Wednesday, so I had to work a couple days. But this is almost a week later since I've been home today. And I'm back on the bike, and I'm like, oh, man, this is awesome. I love it. And I'm like, man, maybe I should have rode Wednesday or Thursday night or rode to the office I think I went to the office on Thursday. And I'm like, oh, man, but it's just kind of nice to get out. And I just wondered, what do you do? And for those guys that were on the trip with us, what do you guys do? How long did it take you to get back out riding? I know Harley Day Rider was with us, HDR, and I I spoke with him actually by text this morning, and he was just saying that he got out yesterday, which is good. So he was right back at it. And I know a Bronco ride that was with us had to go to work like I did. I think HDR was off for the week, but just interesting to see what you do. We are in Gregory, Michigan. Just a little route that I normally take when I'm looking for about a 50 or 60 mile ride. And trying to dodge a lot of the roads out here. They're doing that tar and chip stuff right now, and I didn't know it. And I've ran into a couple of those that I kind of whipped around in. So, all right, not a big, long video for me, folks, but I was just wondering what you do after a long, long trip. That kid out there in the pond. You get right back on the horse the next day, or does it take you a couple days? I don't know. Alrighty, folks. Thanks for checking into the channel. Be safe on and off the motorcycle. Call a friend. You never know. They may need that one phone call right now. And I appreciate you checking into the channel. If you'd like to see the videos of those 2 trips, I will link them, or that trip, couple day rides, I'll link that in the description, and be happy for you to take a look. We had a ride. Alright, this is Bodine52 checking out from the beautiful state of Michigan.